Good morning, class. In today's session, we will see path predicates. So, in control flow graph representation, we are using conditional statements or the conditions to process. So, in testing, the conditions what we are using or the control statements what we are using for the processing of the task or any other procedure will be specified as a predicate. How we have been defining a predicate means it's a logical function which is used for evaluation of a decision. So the evaluation could be done by using the logical operators what we have been placed in between this operands what we are using. The operands can be the variables or either you may specify that is a numericals which are present at the right side of the representation. So this is a mixed format of that. That is, you may use this arithmetic operations also, arithmetic symbols also in the use of these condition formation. And what the path predicate here is, whatever the path you have been chosen for the processing, if a predicate is being there, means the chosen path consists of a predicate, then it will be specified as a path predicate. And what are the paths which are leading to this one will be executed further processing, means the path will consist of true values, and then the path also consists of the false value for the predicate what we have been mentioning. And coming to the interpretation, means we should know that what is a predicate is being used for, and how far we have been considering this conditions while processing the state, that is a program or whatever the task we are using. While performing a task, we must use the conditional statements there, because without using that one, we can't take this decision making specifications into that one. So while making the decisions in that one, how we are going to plot our conditional statements or the predicates, you should know. Predicate interpretation means to express this one, means what is doing, what it is performing has to be expressed in that predicate representation. For example, if you see that one, x1 plus x2 greater than or equals to 7. So what happens here is, so it has to take the x1 value, x2 value. Interpretation comes to an account that what are the input factors or the input representations we are giving for that predicate has to be processed. Means if you are giving any value, any condition to that one, interpretation means you should know about the true values and then false values here. So here we got that expression, that is a x1 plus x2 greater than or equals to 7. So here what we have to do, we need to interpret that thing. How we are processing this one here is, so just write the expression x1 plus x2 greater than or equals to 7. So here, what are the x1 value, what are the x2 value, we should know, and we should specify this one for the true and false. For true conditions, what are the x and y values? Sorry, x1 and x2 values. x1 and x2. Okay. So x1 values will be, so here the condition should be, what is the true values here? Just write down greater than or equals to 7 means the true set. Interpretation means what are the true values set, false value set, you need to know. So here the true set consists of the 7 comma infinity. So from where it has to start the processing there? From 7 to it has to start the processing. And coming to the next one, here we are taking the x1 value, x2 value. If we are providing the values could be positive, means here it is greater than 7. So any positive value will process this one. Likewise we are giving. So this makes the ambiguity there. Why so? Here is the positive values will be started from, if we are including 0 also. If you are including 0, what happens here is, if it is 0, then the values what we are using at the x2 side should be start from 7. So we need to decide what are the values we are using for that x2. 7 comma infinity. If it is starting with the 1, means if the x1 is a 1, what are the values we can take here is 6 comma infinity from the set, means I am writing 6 comma infinity means from the set 6 comma infinity. You can use any value for substituting in this one. To just specify 5 comma infinity. Next value here is 3. 3 means 4. And then next value is 4. Then the value we got here is 3. And then next value is 5. Then the set of that one x2 starts with a 2 comma infinity. If it is 6, it will start with the 1. And if it is 7, the set will be 0. That's all. If it is 8, so from 7, we can take any value. So from 7, if it is 8, then it can be 0 comma infinity. How we are specifying, what is the interpretation here is, x1 has a set. X1 has a set which is, we can't say that for 0 we can take 7 comma infinity, or like that we can't give the values for each and every one. So 0 comma infinity, then x2 will start from 7 comma infinity. That's all. So it starts with the 7. So then it satisfies the condition what we have been given. So then there is no any failure of processing. If it is taking the 0 also, then there is no problem for that one. If we are considering the value which is the false. So false means the truth value, what you are taking false, for this it should not be greater than 7. So it should not be greater than 7 means minus infinity comma 6. So minus infinity comma 6, then how we are going to interpret the x1 and x2 set here? X1 set, for example, x1 set is 0 comma infinity. Then x2 set will be, then x2 set can be specified as a 0 comma infinity. That is the first one. And coming to the second one, x1 has been taken as a 0 comma infinity. The interpretation what you done the before the true value, it is not the complete one, ma. Why so? Just see here. X1 is the infinity, 0 comma infinity. X2 here is negative values. Negative values are there. If you didn't mention x1 and x2, what we are using, or positive integers. There is no such statement like that. What happens here is we need to make the changes to our x2 set here. Why? So see here. So when we are taking the value, which is 8, x1 is 8, x2 is -1. If it is -1, what happens here? The value is equivalent to the specified one. So we should mention what are the values are including there. The values what you have been specified should be positive. Then we can't take this negative values into an account here. Okay. And the other one here is any other has been left, we need to see. So just flip up that one. X1 has been taken as a negative and x2 has been considered as a positive values, which has been started from 0 comma and ended at the infinity. Interpretation means this one. So first see the condition what you got. So the condition has a true values here. The truth values here is a true and false. We need to know that what are the values to be processed for truth value for true and false here. Means what are the set of the values we are taking. And then we need to take the input values for that one. For which input value for the we are processing, then we need to specify whether that is been satisfying the true conditions or not. So if we are taking this example, in this we are having the dependent variables. So the behavior of this one means the value what you have been chosen for the x1 will decide the value will be chosen for the x2 here. Okay. If we are taking the 5 here, for example, if it is a 5, then it should start from the 2 if you want to get this truth value as a true here. If you want to get the true value, then it start with the 2, that's all. And what it is been specifying, it is been specifying that you can make this one up to infinity. Means you can't say that you can take any positive value for the processing. If you are taking in such a way, what happens here? If we are allowing to take that one 0, 1 and then next 0, 1 is there. Up to when we are using 0 up to 7, we can't specify that it is been executing the truth value true here. What is doing? It is been not executing the this value what you have been chosen, and it is been providing the truth value as a false here. So interpretation means you need to consider or you need to process the values here. So the values has to be known for the processing. So that's why what you are taking, we need to make the decision. For the decision, we are using the input variables there. These input variables what we are using for the processing should know the input values for that one. So that's why what we are for that one we are using the interpretation in that consideration. If you take this one, the another example, x1 plus y is equals to 0, and the value what you have been greater than or equals to 0, and the value what you are using here, that is y equals to x2 plus 7. x1 plus y greater than or equals to 0. Okay. And y equals to x2 plus 7. Okay. The interpretation of this one means x1 plus x2, x1 plus x2 plus 7. If you are taking this one and mention, we should mention the values what we are using here. x1 comma x2 comma y are positive values. Okay. Now go for this one. All are positive values. In this one, x1 values are 0 comma infinity, and x2 values are 0 comma infinity. So here is, there is a factor which is affecting the condition here, that is a 7. Although it is taking the null values, what it is doing, it is been specifying that it is having the value which is 7 here. So whatever the values you have been taking here, only the positive values. If the x1 and then x2 has been considered as the positive values, then it will be specifying that the condition will always be true when we are taking the values from the 0 to infinity. When we are taking the negative values here, any value which is from this x1, x2, all the negative values, not that one. So what are the values you should take here? The values should be either x1 or x2, what you have been taking. Or negative means so we need to give the correct order for that thing. So here, if the x1 is been starting from -8, minus infinity, comma, -8. Okay. Then x2 value can be any negative integer, any negative value what we have been taking. So why so here is, it is a -8. If you are taking -1 also, what happens here? -9 will be there. -9 plus 7 means the value is -2, which is less than 1. What happens here? The condition fails here. Okay. So here, just flip the shuffle this one. What happens here? If your x1 is taking any negative value, then x2 will start from -8 here. Okay. So we can't say if you want to take this -7 also, we can include more. Means -7 plus 7, it can be taken as a 0. And you are having x2 value now, so it can be have the -1 also. What happens here? -1 greater than or equals to 0, which is the failing. You can include the -7 also. So interpretation, this one is for this. So here you are taking the y value, but the y value is using x1, x2 plus 7 value is there. When you are providing the conditional statement to that one, and using the logical operator for this one greater than or equals to 0, and you are providing a positive value at the left side of that one, apart from using your that is variables, what happens here is the variables won't affect here. So why it is not affecting means they have the multiple representations. If the behavior of that one means what the data elements you are using or the positive values, what happens here is whatever the value you have been choosing for x1 and x2, then there won't be change in this one, because it won't decide the values here. It won't decide the processing of that one. Which is going to decide the execution of that one means the +7 value what you have been chosen for that one is been allowing to take only the truth values here when we are dealing with the positive values. Then there is no accessing of false statement if you are using only positive values here. What happens here is if you are designing the if else statement, then what happens here is you won't reach the false statement there. If you are giving the positive values only, what happens here is you won't reach to the false statements whenever you are being testing with that one. When you are being reaching this false statement, when you allow you values to take the negative one. So here you need to give the correct input value for the truth values. What are the correct input values means for what you have been designed? You have been designed for the positive values. The positive values will be the correct input values for the x1 and x2. What are the correct input values for your predicate means which are allowing to execute true or which are allowing to execute the false statements here. All the correct input values what you have been processing will not execute or they will not process your predicate. Why so? Here if you are taking in the previous example, you have seen that. So all the positive values or you are taking, it is not allowing to execute your processing. What happens here? It stops the execution of that one truth value and goes for the false here. And see here, while designing the predicate, you should be cautious. Why so? Here we are being taking x1 plus x2 plus 7 here, and you are defining your values to be positive, means then you have not been able to reach the false conditions there, because it is being designed in such a way. If you are removing this one plus 7, if you are removing this 7, what happens here is it you have been considered as a representation. And if you are taking the another representation here, if you are taking the positive values, all the positive values we are taking will be greater than 0 only. So here represent the value should be equivalent to that for processing. When you are taking the logical conditions, you are making the 0 as a comparison factor, and the positive values you are using for the processing, then it will be conditional. The statements will be true only whenever you are processing. So try to use the numericals which are being other than the 0 here. That is a one another example for the interpretation, which is been interpretation means take the that is a predicate, and the predicate what you are chosen will has to be processed here. So the predicate processing means know about the inputs what you have been used for the predicate. You have the direct inputs and the indirect inputs. See here. So what is the predicate here? X1 plus x2. Sorry, x1 plus y. What is the y indicates? X1 plus x2 plus 7. So the y is been affecting this one. Okay. And coming to this next one, independence of the variables and the predicates means, see here. First, plot all the input variables what you are using directly or indirectly. Means you may specify any input value. It has been used at least once also. Just plot that one. Take a paper and write the variables what you are using in your total, means in the program. In that program, whether you are using in a method or in a routine or any other one, just mention it. Take a paper and mention all these things there. Whether it is evolved directly or indirectly, it's not that one. And see that if any variable is been affecting the processing or not. So here we should take this path predicate into an account. So the path predicate what you are using will be decided by the truth value here. So the truth value is a true or false here. The truth value is indirectly depends upon the input variables what we are using or directly there. So the value what we have been providing here is been changing the result of that one, then it is been specified as a dependent. So here the result of the variables, the values behavior will change the path what you have been chosen. If it is changing, then it is a dependent one. If it is not changing, then will be specified as a independent one. So the truth value, what it is changing, the truth value will change due to the processing done by the value, means the input values what you have been chosen. If it is been changing, then they have been specified as a process dependent. If there is no change in the execution by the change of the, by the values, input values what you have been chosen, then it will be specified as a process independent. Coming to the next one, that is a correlation of the variables and predicates. Correlation means, in the previous session we have seen that processing of the predicates here, we chosen A. In the A, we are having the B, and then C, and then D, which are executing independently. To execute this one, to execute this B, what is the main condition here is this one what we are using, the A can be true or false. We may not say that it should be true only or it should be false only. the B value's execution will be decided by the A truth value here. If you specify, if A is true, then only you are executing the B. Then what happens here is then it will be specified as a correlated. And the values of the variables also, not only the predicates, variables also. The variables what you have been using is affecting the other variables, means then it is being specified as a correlated. To process this one, to process a test here, we should know whether the variables what we are using are the dependent or independent, and the predicates also dependent or independent, and the predicates and the variables are correlated or uncorrelated, we need to know. See this one, you are having a predicate which is a x is equals to y. And the another predicate is x plus y is equals to so the first predicate is x is equals to y. Okay. And you are writing the statement so x is equals to y. Okay. And after all, after some statements, you are having inner nested if. Nested if there. So what is that? X plus y is equals to 8. When it is executing, let me write again. X is equals to y. And the other one is x plus y is equals to 8 here. Okay. And see the other one, if x is equals to y, and after some statements you are having another, not the nested if, another one, x plus y is equals to 8. Okay, what are the factors affecting here? When it will execute, when this will execute here is when you are taking x and y 4 only, then this will execute. So we can't say that, means if you are thinking that x is equals to y, then you will execute x plus y is equals to 8, means it's not like. So what happens here? Whenever it is true, it won't allow you to execute this value. So what are the values from x and y here? For x and y, what are the values you can choose? We can choose 0, infinity as the value. And what is the value for this one? What is the set for this one is? It is 4, that's all. So what are the common set for the x and y? What the value we are using is, it is 4. From the infinity values, what you have been chosen, this value what you have been given will execute the x plus y is equals to 8 only once here. Okay. And coming to this one, so the what are the values can be here? The values can be, there is no change to the previous one. So 0, infinity. Okay. And x plus y is equals to 8. What happens here is we need to give the correct interpretation. Correct interpretation means if the x value you have been chosen is 0, infinity. Okay. Then the y value what you have been processing will be starting from 8, infinity. Okay. You can swap the values also. If the x has been taken from the 8, infinity, then y will be considered as a 0 comma infinity, like that we need to see. But here what it is specifying, it should be equal to 8 here. So here it should be equal to means we can't take that 0 comma infinity or the 8 comma infinity here. What I said, correct interpretation has to be done. The correct interpretation is being considered as a x value can be taken as a not a positive value or up to infinity. The x value can be taken as a 0 comma 8. Okay, and then y value can be specified from 0 comma 8, and it is not also a correct interpretation. So see here, if x value is 1, y value is 8, then what happens here? It is being taken as a 9 here. So we need to plot a value here. So that is x value is 0. Then what is the y value here? Y value should be 8 here. If it is 7, the value here is 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, now the values here could be reverse of that one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. At last we are taking 0 into consideration also now. So write the 0. Apart from giving the set also, we need to give what are the correct positive values what we are using. If we are not giving that values, what happens here is it won't allow you to take the correct values here. So we can't say that whenever the value you are using the 0, so the 0 is there. So what could be the correct input for that one? The correct input for that one will be 8 only. So either it is for the x or it is y. So if it is using the 0, then the correct input will be 8 only. We can't plot that one. Apart from saying the set values, we need to give the correct value, means correct mapping to that one. When x is equals to 7, what is the value for the 8? So here, sorry, what the value for the y here is 1. That's all. So here we can't say that up to infinity we are taking the values. So see here, so to execute this x plus y is equals to 8, what are the values here for the positive values only? I am saying for the positive values only. What are the values we are using? We can use the 9 such values for the processing, including the 0. But when x is equals to y, what happens here? It is allowing to take this value only. Means 8 values was not been taken. Although it is a correct value, but what it is doing, it is been specifying that the x value and the y value should be 4 for the processing, because the previous statement what we are using, the is deciding the execution of that one what you have been using. So here the first predicate truth value will decide the second predicate truth value here. It's not like that always it is true, it is going to execute. If it is true and it is having the correct input value, then only it is allowing to process that one. Okay, so that is a correlated one. And coming to the testing blindness means sometimes we will see that the statements what you have been plotted are the correct one. So here what it is been doing, it is been specifying that you reached this destination, that the desired one, using the correct path, but it is not like that. So we achieved this desired path by using some wrong reasons. There are 3 types of the testing blindness. First one is the assignment blindness, and then equality blindness, and then self blindness are there. So the placing of these statements will decide this values what you have been using for the processing. Okay, in next class we will see the testing blindness here. Thank you.